seem to have had excellent sport last night, Judge.
Indeed, yes, Mrs. Hedda. As you see, I haven't even had time to take my clothes off.
You haven't either. Has something happened?
I'm afraid it has, yes.
Sit down and tell me. Well?
I had a particular reason for keeping track of my guests last night. Or perhaps I should say some of my guests.
Including Eilert Lovborg?
I must confess, yes.
You're beginning to make me curious.
Do you know where he and some of my other guests spent the latter half of last night, Mrs. Hedda?
Tell me, if it won't shock me.
Oh, I don't think it'll shock you. They found themselves participating in an exceedingly animated soiree.
Of a sporting character?
Of a highly sporting character. Lovborg had received an invitation in advance, as had the others. I knew all about that, but he had refused. As you know, he's become a new man.
Up at the Elvsteds, yes, but he went.
Well, you see, Mrs. Hedda, last night at my house, unhappily, the spirit moved him.
I hear he became inspired.
Somewhat violently inspired, and as a result, I suppose, his thoughts strayed. We men, alas, don't always stick to our principles as firmly as we should.
I'm sure you're the exception, Judge.
Well, to cut a long story short, he ended up in the establishment of a certain Mademoiselle Danielle.
Mademoiselle Danielle?
She was holding the soiree for a select circle of her friends and admirers.
Has she got red hair?
She has.
A singer of some kind?
Yes, that too. Lovborg used to be one of her most ardent patrons. In his salad days.
Well, how did all this end?
Not entirely amicably, from all accounts. Mademoiselle Danielle began by receiving him with the utmost tenderness and ended by resorting to her fists. He had accused her or her friends of having robbed him, claimed they'd stolen his wallet, amongst other things. In short, he seems to have made a bloodthirsty scene. It led to a general free-for-all in which both sexes participated. Fortunately, in the end, the police arrived.
Oh, the police, too?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid this will turn out to be a rather expensive joke for Master Eilert.
Oh?
He hit a constable on the air in toy's uniform. He had to accompany them to the police station.
And where did you learn all this?
From the police.
So that's what happened. He didn't have a crown of vine leaves in his hair.
Vine leaves, Mrs. Hedda?
Tell me, Judge, why do you take such a close interest in Eilert Lovborg?
Well, for one thing, it will hardly be a matter of complete indifference to me if it's revealed in court that he came there straight from my house.
Will it come to court?
Of course. Still, I don't regard that as particularly serious, but I felt it my duty as a friend of the family to give you and your husband a full account of his nocturnal adventures.
Why?
As I have a shrewd suspicion he is hoping to use you as a kind of screen.
What makes you think that?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Mrs. Hedda, we are not blind. You wait and see. This Mrs. Elvsted won't be going back to her husband just yet.
Well, if there were anything between those two, there are plenty of other places they could meet.
Not in anyone's home. From now on, every respectable house will once again be closed to Eilert Lovborg.
And mine should be too, you think?
Yes. I must confess I would find it more than irksome if this gentleman were allowed unrestricted access to this house. If he were superfluously to intrude into...
The triangle.
Precisely. For me, it would be like losing a home.
I see. You want to be cock of the walk?
Yes. That is my aim. And I will fight for it with every weapon at my disposal.
You're a dangerous man, aren't you, when you really want something?
You think so?
I'm beginning to think so. I'm deeply thankful you have no kind of hold over me.
Well, Mrs. Hedda, maybe you're right. If I had, who knows what I might not think up.
Come, Judge Brack. That sounds almost like a threat.
Heaven forbid. In the creation of a triangle and its continuance, the question of compulsion should never arise.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Well, I've said what I came to say, and now I must get back. Goodbye, Mrs. Hedda.
Are you going out through the garden?
Yes, it's quicker.
Yes, and it's the back door, isn't it?
Oh, I have nothing against back doors. They can be quite intriguing sometimes.
When people fire pistols out of them, for example?
People don't shoot tame cocks.
I suppose not. When they've only got one.